Wana panache. Repeat record. Wana panache. Amigare uko ana vibe. Kawata japera. Padahal kita tetangga sungguh. Kita masih jangan cacat. Dapat ada dapat. Nesse final de semana mesmo, que já passou. Nem ele nem o ele pure.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was
Great light.
He was in the beginning with God.
This is the confidence we want. The confidence, the vibe we want. It's the vibe. This vibe. Motivator. Wana uyari pakati we. Ni rumah sire kwa jomai. Aku iwe. Wana iwe. Kita udah sokot. That's right. Samiro sama kan zurna kita wona ko ga da Florid hanaje ne bunga watu angasara ne mag eni kari pakati na ano ewe panike ari uko wana uyari ko kutanga ulindo Wala yawe. I think the most confident panelist panakasipuna panelist. Wana iwe. Wewe mmoja atanete. Tani anjiene. Tande ku skrima. Kana mapiano. Wana. Wana iwe, ama piano. So. Kama Mike ada cara pasti.
Okay, tell me, how long does it take you to come up with amazing choreography?
Funny feel. For those who bring something, we can say, I wish some of the terms, no see now, but we not ready. Want to learn something. So we go today, but mostly we don't know that it is solid. She has a better, but she Maya, but most of the time she has a good way.
Alright, I do not say that. I think I'll just hand over to our judges to tell us what they think about this presentation. Judges?
I like
it too. I like the answer too.
I don't think they're that good. Considering I cannot even do half of what they did. I cannot do even 3/4 of what they did. So you say yes for me.
vakomana vanhu munomamutare vanongoziyana kubipasa which means kuti havana kubva kuharare
avatete paroko pejizere tizovaita tsomtsom avatete paroko here tizovaita tsomtsom.
We would like to we pray, we will talk to our partners and sponsors so that we include dance in the next competition.
Yes, pamberi dance ngaitogona togomiri kuita
So we will see how we incorporate the next chess competition.
Yeah, well done, guys. So I have a quick question before you.
So I have a
quick question before you go, guys. Why do we have females? Why? Why, guys? Why don't we have females?
gender.
Actually, we do have females, but apparently not available.
Aruta chikanganwa kuridza. Imagine magetso vangoenda ndokupusa una acharidzi sama Mike sechida achatangwa shanda patokwira pastage vanobatidzira
Baba namai ndoponere biko Baba namai ndoti
takanonanga pastage takanova performera zvinoitwa I'm nervous. Zvandityikira mumwoyo. Ndinatsa kana uri utya zibvunzo kuti uri kutyana zvibvunzo kuti uri kutyana asi zvine point wese ava vangoriwo vanhu still uri ngotyana sekutotarisa as the spirits
Ziwe chiedza chemoyo ongiwe wakandibudisa mulima ziwe
apeka gagita but hapana sakutira kitu.
I'm really
we are better than some other people. I swear.
You have to also engage the audience. It's not only you, the audience. It's not up to you. You also need to communicate with how to know so that you know.
Alright, so where are you coming from? Oh, I'm from Mutare. Okay, where exactly in Mutare? Sakuba. Great. How old are you?
I am 13 years old.
Alright. You're chatting today now.
So today I'm going to be presenting my speech entitled Gender-Based Violence.
Alright, over to you.
A wise author once said, a stitch in time saves 9, and a drop of ink may make a million. Pardon my manners. Distinct dignitaries, respected judges, honored guests, and to my dear friends. My name is Tanya Edwana Shifaranando. I'm an 18-year-old girl who is here to present a speech entitled Gender-Based Violence and the acronym GBV. Gender-based violence has become a pandemic inside the pandemic. Gender is not just a word. We need to talk, advocate, and take action against the GBV. As we are fighting violence and injustice against men, women, boys, and girls, we must start from their homes. If one is not safe at home, they cannot be anywhere else expected for them to feel safe or loved. According to a research, violence is an act of intending to cause harm to an individual, be it physically, emotionally, or sexually. According to another research I made, 68% of the world population, be it male or females, therefore encountered gender-based violence. Ladies and gentlemen, why choose us today? Is it because of our gender? This is not the way to go. To you, fellow perpetrator, Whoever you are, this is to warn you. Do not mistake our silence for our weakness. And remember, this does not end here. No matter who you hurt, you will pay for your deeds. And to all victims, there is still I have come here with a resolution of finding hope for the meek. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is hope. Another wise author once said, April showers bring men flowers.
Wow.
Let us all
I've got a bit
Our state has to face two problems at the same time. First, the COVID-19 pandemic, then gender-based violence. With the help of multiples of helplines, we can now report gender-based violence cases. Lastly, I would like all of you to pay heed to this warning. The COVID-19 pandemic is still there. Although our case has a reduced number of fatalities, we still have to practice the COVID-19 regulations. And we should always remember the 5 P's in our day-to-day activities. Please practice personal protection permanently. And I happily will.
This is talking to us about the pandemic and our interest. I come across a public speaker who is named their topic parents, contextualizing to the pandemic.
chirwere chegomarara mukondombera zvirwere zvichapiwa marwadzo ese andochaenda tiri kutadza kupesa zvidzidzo zvangu zvese zvandaitarisira muupenyu zvangu zvobva zvakaita shata.
You did very well. My worry is in fact to memorize your life. And if one with an depression inside, what you speak like a 21-year-old. You speak like, I don't know, you are amazing, you speak. I like the fact that you did the same. So the 68% of us all here have gone through GBV. I like that. Not your fault. I
Stiff competition. You are stiff competition. Hi, dear. How are you? I'm great. You look good. Where are you coming from? Where, Mutare? I think they can't hear you.
I'm coming from Darlington.
In Mutare. So you come and stand in the middle. Well done for coming here today, okay? Yeah, you're going to be great. All right? Good. So what are you going to do for us? Another public speaker, judges. Over to you, ma'am.
This is a bitter pill to swallow. Pain, sorrow, anxiety, death, child marriages, early pregnancies, all uprooted from 3 words: gender-based violence. Pardon my manners, my name is Tantikanule, here to give you the taste of the pudding. Firstly, what is gender-based violence? It is an act directed to an individual based on their gender. Gender-based violence is a serious violation of human rights, life-threatening health and protection issue. The main types of gender-based violence are: 1. Domestic violence. This is when one physically abuses someone. Indirect or structural violence. This is when one uses political or economic power to display any form of violence. Sexual violence. This is when one has unwanted sex with an individual. Gender-based violence is an act of inhumanity, which you must not remain silent. To remain silent is to accept this act. Gender-based violence does not only apply to women and girls only. It is once said that experience is the worst teacher. It gives the test before presenting the lesson. Men are also involved in this menace. They are taken for granted as it is believed that they are ones who start this havoc, and it compels them to remain silent. We all are not fortune tellers, but we can erase gender-based violence from our culture. Gender-based violence is a hidden crisis which knows no boundaries to geography or culture. This is not how it will end. Say no to gender-based violence and save a life. Darkness cannot drive darkness, only light can. You must not be the one who starts the fire, but instead you should put it out. With this, I thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well said by this beautiful young person. How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18 years old. All right, well done, okay? You did very well. All right, judges. Over to you.
Another speaker. And I don't know, okay, we struggle to find public speakers in Harare nationally. But I'm seeing that Manika is giving us strong public. It's because of this woman. You see, when you have one person who is strong in everything that they do, then surely will produce some good people. You are amazing. You are super, super amazing.
Do show some love, some appreciation, some support by also sharing your comments on the comment section. Share a like, a heart, or a comment, and just tell us what you think. Besides, this is for you to give us feedback, to show some support to these young people we're talking about, SRHR and GBV. Right about now, we're going to have contestant number 138 give us their presentation. Yeah, I can see some bling, 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 bling. Woo. Fresh as ever. Contestant number what? Yeah. What are we doing today? We're rapping. You see, I had to change how I talk because I could tell that. Ooh. Now we're about to just get all cool. What are we rapping about? Yeah. All right, over to you. Show us what you're made of.
Yeah. If I go back to the old days, when it's time to rap games, we were once told Charles better give up on your dreams. Nevertheless, it never made sense to old white coats. We were only kids who never not low. Our school was a groove, but we had nothing to prove. Growing up, we always wanna be part of the tool. We never knew our goal, purpose in life, so it's the grind to get it. Get our life in time, yeah. Always scared, to sleep in the open space. Trying to copy home, but yeah, we couldn't face it all the way to these phases. Not that I'm here, standing on my feet, when I feel asleep. Whenever the good light, praise the wind at the moonlight. Now I am what I am, life ain't the same, cause it's what I pray for. Whenever the good light, praise the wind at the moonlight. Now I am what I am, life ain't the same, cause it's what I pray for. Yeah, I don't really get where I'm going, but I know that I'm moving. Take a peek into my life like you're watching a movie. Always rapping day and night just to get my things right. Where the life is the kind of future, gotta be bright. Gotta make a move for me and my people, my brew. I can't preach right now when I'm just chatting my brew. All these blessings in my life, I'm trying to call in my brew. I got a job for behind me. I just wish you knew. Whenever the good light, praise the wind in the moonlight. Now I am what I am, life ain't the same, but this is what I pray for. Whenever the good light, praise the wind in the moonlight. Now I am what I am, life ain't the same, but this is what I pray for.
That was contestant number 138. He was going like, That's the part that I really like the most, like, I could join in, I like that, yeah, sexy. All right, so let's find out from the judges if our talent was talented, and if he did address the SRHR and GBV issues that were all gathered together here about today. Over to the judges.
But that is it may failed to put my house on the field. I know that, but but you're good.
Thank you. Also, we really can also now with the team, man. Family. So I guess the song was good. I didn't get the lines. I'm not a hip hop cat. That's the language we use. But at the same time, I wanted to hear where GBV and sexual reproductive health comes in the mix and see, but I couldn't get it. So we'll see how it ends. You never know. Last, keep your fingers crossed.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, contestants. Let's see how this all plays out. You know, that's what they always say, these judges. You may never know. I say it's the power of being available. Yeah, when you're there, things can work to your favor, unlike the person who would have chosen not to be present. Let's see what we will get from contestant number 111. 111. It's like you remember
Because we are kind of perfect.
Because now all our people screaming and stand up all I'm facing maybe this and they own this place. So no baby.
Yeah, from Manika Land, Chicago.
Oh nice, okay. And then how old are you guys?
I'm 13, 12, 13.
Alright. So I see there's one who's super quiet, then there's one who talks, then there's one who's moderate, like yeah. Alright, so Nancy Mudamu today. Of course it looks obvious, but I want you to say it.
Today we are going to be acting about gender-based violence in particular. I subscribe to the Senate Riwayo. To my left is Cherise Jojo.
Okay.
To the left is Kashiri.
Alright, I like your energy, guys. Show us what you're made of.
Saka ndikaendesa charaga denga yangu ndowana mombe 5. Zvakanaka izvi. Chipo
konai baba Mati.
Mwana wangu wawe murugwaro rwechingani.
Baba ndatova mugwaro rwechinomwe.
Ini saka inaye nauya ndauya nayo panapa ngekutika ndauda kukurodza kuna Joram mwana wangu.
Baba, Joram anorara kumabhawa achiputa mbanjere anotozikanwa neraini rese.
Handishakwanisa kukuchengeta. Ini pandirikudzoka kubva kuna Joram ndakuona warongedza mabhegi ako uri kuzvinzwa.
Aiwa baba,
pandikudzoka kubva kuna Joram unenge wangu. Unida kungodzoka chete warongedza mabhegi ako tiende ndakunoudza Joram izvezvi.
Asi baba, ini zandorodzwa kuna Joram. Joram anozikanwa nechirwere chegomarara nevanhu vese. Kundinda kaparei. Ndaitarisirawo kuva nechishuwiro chekuzopedzisa dzidzo dzangu ndichizogoita chiremba mukurarama kwangu. Ini ndogodina. Ndogara here ndichichema mazuva ose neMwari. Joram anotozikanwa nekuti akabatirisa mukadzi wake nechirwere chegomarara. naimwari koinini ndindokotedzei Mai, baba urida kundirodza kuna izvozvi vati varoda kutodzoka mabhegi angu atorongedzwa amenzindoni Amai Tony, baba kana vatotaura ende vakatanga kuti roba baba ndataura ndikati
ndiri chihera ndichazviona zvichiitika handina mwana anorodzwa achiri kubuda chipiko chamusodzi iyoyo hausi kuzonorodzwa kuna Joram.
Chipo kweyo wapedzere kurongedza mabhegi tiende kuna Joram.
Baba Chipo zvamuri kutaura muri kuzviwana kupi? Muri kuti mwana yadanorodzwa naChipo?
Ari kutonorodzwa naJoram mai Chipo.
Joram. Ini ndinoitwa Cecilia Chihera ene ndichazvimirira nemusoro.
Ini madai mwana uyu anorodzwa naJoram uyu mwana
handiti kuti zvakaitika kune mwana wangu zviitike zvakaitika kandi zviitike kuti kune mwana wangu izvo hazvisi kuzoitika baba aChipo.
Izvo ndo zviri kuitika nekuti ini ndinoitwa baba aChipo ndini muridzi wepano ndini ndakamukudza kuti ave murwari muchimwano raari izvozvi ndini ndaimubhadharira mari yechikoro aitorana Joramu ari kutoenda matinzwere mai Chipo mwana uyu ndokwaari kutoenda ndokwaari kutoenda yeye mwana arikutoenda mwana yeye
ndanzwa zvakwana
mwana wangu yeye
taura namai tatene vakanditaura kuti vana vakaisasemi taane kwakuna kumhangarirai mushamukadzi uriko saiwati iriko iri kuti tikutorei mimi varume vakaita semwana wababa aChipo vana vana mangwana vakajengera vana vedu baba aChipo izvi hazvisi kuzoitika ndiri kuti uyu
mwana wangu inini uyu amai ndinotokutenda ndichazogoda kudii
panangu ndinoziva kuti zvicharwadza kukura usina baba asi ndichaita nepese pandinogona ndichatengesa madomasi hanyanyisi kuti ugone kuita kuti shiviro yako yekuita chiremba ibudirire chete Chipo ndinozvimirira nemusoro Chipo ndambotaura ndikati ini ndinoitwa Chihera ndichashanda nepese pandinogona kuti uzoita chiremba uzoita dhokotera wamangwani wandakakukudza kuti uve iwewe zvekupinda muzvikona nevakomana chitasiya nekuti ndoda ramangwana rakajeka pauri Chipo wazvinzwa Chipo
amai ndazvinzwa ende ndichatoitawo nepese pandinogona kuti ndigoitawo mwana akanaka ndigokurawo ndigoita chiremba ndiitewo zvinokudadisaiwo muupenyu amai
kana tese tine tarisiro yakadaro chinotitadzisa chi hapana Chipo hapana ini ndichamira nemusoro kuti nditi amai nababa zvese nekuti mwanangu Chipo ndinokuda
amai ndinotokutendai ndinokudisisai
number 1. Woo! Chihera knows what I'm telling you. Powerful women, I see. So now the interesting thing is that, guys, we are serious about it. I must say myself, should I be laughing? Is this comedy or is this, judges? That's how I'm going to what I'm saying after all my judges.
But anyways,
gomarara chirwere chinenge chaita kutekeshera zvakafanana neHIV AIDS. We can call it gomarara.
Ora yoti vana vagari kugadzirisei gomarara kuchinzi cancer naida ndaona kuti yaenda yataurwa nenge katatu gomarara ikatoita sekunonzi inotapurirana handiti mupabonde its sexually transmitted infection haisi gomarara icancer naika ndopaipa ndikudzoka kuti kana takuita mamadza medu ndatore chimbokatimani seji Zvinotibatsira kuti tinzwisise zvirwere zvatiri kutaura nezvazvo zvinokonzerwa nei zvichipreventwa sei. Handiti vana? Thank you.
Ndofarira baba chipo. Baba chipo vanokumbira vanhu vambama. But I like to say baba chipo wazobva padeni. Vadzingwa namai chipo ndo vatobva baba. And then Chipo was crying for the past 2 hours. Chipo, I didn't want to Chipo was just crying. But you are a good actor. I'm not taking anything away from you. You are a good actor. So, she's single reported, mass structure. Okay, so drama is not just coming here impromptu like we did here as your judges. Drama. It's not like that. You need structured words. It's because you are running out of words. So you need to structure your words. Okay, I don't encourage, when you're young, I encourage you to have a script. A script is where you write it, Baba chat, Amai what, Mana what, Baba what. So it gives you time. When you're speaking, so you need that when you Kanamakokura, you can do improv. But for now, I want you to learn scripts. Scripts are the ones that take you to Hollywood. Hollywood are eating improv. Wanokuti, verenga my lines are yes them and do them. Because the film woman asked to utaure zvemusoro wako. Arada kuti utaure zvakanyorwa na author kana director with you. But overall, babachi.
Thank you so much, Komik and Mema Taura. Let me just give you maybe a quick example. Padatanga program inoi. Padatanga nigonzi. We are welcoming you to do the program yakati and it. At Nongo Tangani we go to Bojo. Contestant number 1 up to have a stage and it. Yatangira kumsoro chita say tichidzika and it. For example, senior baba chipo wachudza mwana. Watuti chipo toda kurodza and it. Munobvirawo kure sei kuchikoro achichi hausi kuenda kuchikoro nemazuva and it's a conversation kuti chizosvike pane unzi mwana akuda kuita sei akuda kuzorodzwa. Now then number 2, you also need to give each other time when you're acting. So that we can understand. And also in terms of blocking, as you stage it becomes confusing now. And you it's fine. So that we know but I really love the energy. Thanks very much. Hello. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, judges. Thank you so much, contestants. I wish you all the best, okay? Let's see how this works out for you. Very confident, powerful women in All right, what about now? We're going to have Hey, smile, you know, to the right one. She's not fast like that. Just here. Oh, it's not say that, not say that, not say that. So now see my face. Oh, well. All right, take care.
Salutations to you all judges and all present. My name is Coach. I'm here to recite the poem against breast violence. How much louder do we have to scream? We have taken away my innocence, my hopes, and my dreams. How much louder do we have to scream? You don't even care. It's too hard at my seams. You are done now. You now have the enjoyment in the smile that beams. She has tears all day long, stressed on how to get a way out. My learning being decreased, as I only hear voices showing anger. I get terrified and frightened. Shame on you who raise your hands to another. Living in a world where women live in hatred for decades just for the love of their children. Sad, you brutally murdered the last 9 in Ghana. I roar with a silent voice as I hear them shouting and dancing. It's like thunderstorm and lightning, cutting thoroughly through thoughts of Rocco's family. Because feathers are normal feathers, but feathers, yes, feathers to white dust. Dust due to unemployment and poverty. Unemployment is not empowerment, so don't undermine a poor man. A poor man to maintain a mindset, to be a man of destruction is deformation. May I entice to give you a child of girl in sorrow, because in the least of her eyes she confers. Her bed filled with discomfort and laying cold and stew. I noticed blotted blood, tears and sweat. I asked myself, why is this violence not good? As if kicking her wasn't enough. As if dragging her by the front of her hair wasn't enough. As if suffocating and knocking air out of her lungs wasn't enough. His words seeped in through his bloodstream and then inhabited. Though bad at what she thought was regularity, at what she understood. Not unsolicited disgusting looks, grimaces and stuff. No pain, came with an oversized clothing. Never think gold or silver will make it better. Peace is disturbed as I only hear skin crawling in agony. I'm talking remedy to rectify and end gender-based violence. This is the time to stop this. Let's put our minds together to speak out against gender-based violence. With this, I rest my case.
All right. Thank you very much. Contestant number 144. Such a powerful forward right there. Very descriptive. Are you the one who wrote it? Wow. You're talented. How long did it take you to write the poem?
2 days.
2 days. Wow. And then it's your first time performing? All right. Judges?
Thank you so much. Yeah. First time I'm going to watch this. I really like to this is a very nice image. I think we see that in the second
after 2 more people. I have 2 more my poem public speaking was
All right, thank you so much, contestant. I wish you all the best. Let's see how this is going. Good job, well done. All right. So many young people coming on stage here to showcase their talents. I'm so inspired. You guys are amazing. You rock excellent. Right about now, we're going to have our next young contestant.
Hello. Hi. I just heard too.
Activities. So amazingly nice. Have in the middle. Who dressed you? My mom. Oh, is she here?
Yes, she is.
Mommy? Mommy's got style. You know, you're like in this really nice formal wear and then this gorgeous shoes. Because, you know, you keep some color with the shoes in the inside. So good.
Thank you.
What are you going to do about it?
I'll be presenting a speech entitled Gender-Based Violence.
I think the speech is going to be gorgeous right here. Go for it.
At any given moment, you have the power to say, this is not how my story is going to end. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alisa Chikorose, and I stand before you with the intention of presenting my speech entitled Gender-Based Violence. First of all, we all need to know what GBV is. And according to a thorough research I conducted, gender-based violence is described as a phenomenon deeply rooted in gender equality and continues to be one of the most notable human rights violations within all societies. And often we read daily papers for the elderly and social media platforms for the youth on gender-based violence. But the majority tend to take it for granted and say to themselves, what are the chances of me getting into such a situation? But little do they know that any time is tea time. Gender-based violence is usually perpetrated by people who hold a position of power, whether in private or public sphere. On the other hand, victims could be either male or female. But in most cases, female are the victims. And cultural norms often detect men as aggressive and violent, while those women are subservient and rely on men as providers. And these norms can foster an abuse outright, such as female genital mutilation. And according to a research that was held in 2013 in Malawi, 61% of women face sexual violence, while 64% face physical violence, an ongoing crisis only worsened by the situation. This has become a global problem, affecting all continents in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at all the factors that I've given you, you will notice that they are all dwelling on women gender-based violence. So does this mean that only women face gender-based violence? No, this is not the case. Although it may sound odd, men are also vulnerable to GBV. But many humanitarian agencies completely look male GBV. But believe it or not, it is there and real. And some of its impacts are depression and an increase in cardiovascular diseases. A way forward, you might ask, will the situation get better or worse? It might not be all puppies and rainbows, as a good story is like a bitter pill with a sugar coated inside it. We could never have predicted that we would be facing two deadly monsters at once, the epidemic COVID-19 and gender-based violence. We also could never know how COVID-19 would shut victims with their abuses, leaving them with no room to escape. We also could have never known or predicted the myths and misunderstandings of gender-based violence and how it spread so quickly, prompting some countries to revolt their groundbreaking issues. It is tough, but the bright side is humanity might be cruel but kind. A lot of health centers have been opened, such as the United Refugee Agency and Commission for Gender Equality. And this can help both the perpetrators and victims. I do agree, we are all different, but we should stand as one. We should not treat each other differently just because of certain things we cannot do. Albert Einstein once said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, he will live its whole life thinking it's stupid. You do not have to use violence to prove a point. As I said before, at any given moment, you have the power to say, this is not how my story is going to end. I say.
They want to take the picture with Madame Kennedy.
She's so young, she's gifted. Excellent oratorical skills. Yes.
Thank you so much.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
Wow. So if you don't become the next president, I want you to be the next
Twitter
person
Panapa.
coming from
Each
America,
one.
I don't care how you then you must be you speak eloquently, you give your research, you fight for
usually my citizens
Albert Einstein,
after school
all theories, everything was on board. Yes.
Saka kuna utete kujaira.
I want you to be sound with public speaking. You are there.
Vese madate ne old devil. Vese madate ne old. Madate ne old. Tungar madate ne old Jesus.
All right, the young that how do you feel?
Ma facilitator zedu ndo waombe choki. Don't
Because I've never understand innovation from any people. Are you serious? Yes.
This is your first time?
No,
Let's just together then.
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been speaking?
For about 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, I started last year.
Okay. Where? School, college?
Yes.
Public?
Yes.
Are you in Baker?
No, I'm in the practice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Guys.
And research progressive.
Contestant number 124. I'm sure you'll be thinking, maybe, what is this judge doing to me? Go and take a research, you will see how this works out for you. So, guys, this is inspiring. Are you ready? Are you ready live? It's awesome. Guys, you two put your game face on because it's just getting to another level. Right about now, we're going to have contestant number 103 to give us that presentation. Please come on stage. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. You look fine yourself. Okay, great. So that is the camera. Those are the judges. I want you to face them like this because we have our conversation. Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Manhattan.
Okay, where are you going? Very good. And how old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
Alright, so judging today now.
I think I'm going to be.
Alright, go for it.
Mother! My heart is breaking. Tears flowing like a stop of rain. Seeing my father beat up my mother is not so easy to govern. Just because my mother had not cooked supper, as she had been busy in the field all day long, I asked the innocent me. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Providence Mutare, and I would like to present to you a poem on GBV in abbreviation, gender-based violence. Can the body be a victim of protest? No woman, no human, no child is your punching bag. Mistreat a man against woman, making children unhappy and destroying the family. Violence is not the answer, but it is the question. Let not our anger, nor our voices, silence the unity of our homeland. As if being a girl means that I should always enjoy torture, an eye for eye will only make the whole world blind. Violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. Sometimes you have to pick up the gun to put the gun down, break the silence, say no to violence. Through violence you may murder the hater, but you do not murder hate. Now, this is the question. What should we do? Of course I know that you do not have the answer or any reply. Our voices yearn to be heard. Our voices yearn to be heard. We hear cries, but we do not do anything. We see scars, but we do not react. Have you ever asked yourself why? Our lives are taking a U-turn, and all you can say is it happened. Why? I'm asking you something. Why does it happen only to us? I was a child back then, but now I stand before you. Do you now have my answer? You will have to listen to me carefully, filthy perpetrator. I shall now release myself from your torture, and I will gather all the victimized to stand against you. Thank you.
There you have it, judges. Contestant number 1.3 has made a case. What does it take?
Thank you so much for this meeting. It was short, precise, straightforward.
As 12 between both, you can tell me what inside but pointing the essence, the time. So you can then need to follow other points or read other pieces. But overall, reciting is one of the best. You don't start by easy man. You are amazing.
Yeah.
My name is Tadwana Shempigada. I want to present a topic speaking about gender-based violence. Gender-based violence has become a pandemic itself. Women are asking so many questions without answers. Who am I to a man? In other way, I'm a wife, and in other way, I'm a partner. Gay wakazi walikuwa ni warume. Mvuzo ya ina mwana pizo. Wakazi kune wakazi vari mungati batsiro kuti nemuchirowa. Maybe wamwe vari kuti makuhwa kuti murowa kutaurisa and so but kurudzira kuna varume kuti stop gender based violence. Stop it. Wakazi munokwanisa kuroverwa kuzi mabika post. Is that an issue kuti unorovera mukadzi kuti munhu unobika post akanoti wanonoke kubva kumarai? Wakazi muri kurowa varume. Wakazi vari kurowa varume like kuti varume vari kumwire doro wasikuuya nemapesi pensoro. So rungokurudzira vanhu kuti stop gender based violence. And society ye-HIV urikoti haasi makondomu chete anokwanisa kuti vanhu musaite HIV kana kuchechodzwa
Mataurira majaji wazamaoneka unogona ndaona shuku dzangu ndadziona uye ndanakizwa vafana kuchiwa kutanga kusara chirongo hadithi wasichagenda kushona public speaking paipega munhu aubati unzvidida kuti utaure nemutauro pamaunogona kuchidetsei handiti iwo wacho unogona iwe unokuda kuti auzvishuwa uye anogona kutaura nemutauro urikizwa maigogo handitika makonfidence akauda dzirisei makonfidence handitika ndopakuti public speaking ngoko hauna pamberi pevanhu kutaura zvese handiti zvinangotaurwa chero nemunhu unofanira kunge takadziseta ine mafekse kuti zvitorwa zvinoteerera zvitorwa saka kurudzira kuti one work on confidence nekuzoita research around matopic aunenge wapuwa ndo zvinoita kuti uve able to public speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear judge. The judges have spoken. Thank you so much for coming here. Let's see how it goes. You may never know. You may never know. That was contestant number 106 giving us his piece as a public speaker. Right about now, we're going to have our next presenter. It's contestant number 120. Please come on the stage. I see they're holding placards. It's like they want to come and protest here and just, take over this stage, etc., etc. Hi, good people. I'm not talking about my people. What are you saying? I just are they audible?
Yeah.
I'm no parang. Even what they say.
Yeah, I'm
going to call them again.
19.
All right. I'm 16 years old. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I'm 21 years old.
I see. And then I want to find out what is your baby.
Yeah, it's just we are coming from Mutare, Mutare, Pinalong.
All right. You heard them. They're from around, locals. Mutare. Mudakuite, you want to know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not your present, but my present is competition.
All right.
Yes.
But I'm ashamed you.
Yeah, do ashamed.
All right, it's right one.
Yeah, we are going to act about GBV, which is gender-based violence. So here, this chart is showing us a little bit of what you are going to do here. In this chart, iri kutaura result inozoitika after gender-based violence. Saka, so you can watch out.
Mama. When you go back in the morning.
Apa zvikunzi hanzi kuno shuga yapera. Ichi chinenge chikomba chababa vako ichi. Baba vako wacho vari kumana asi bizi kuti tiri kutokuronga bota tisina kana shuga ipapo. Asi zvikomba zviri kutora kuti hanzi shuga kuno yapera apo. Hari kaitone vachasvika havo vanosvika chete.
Oh yeah.
Masase baba.
Yes, waswera sei?
Maswera sei?
Taswira. Mabikera apa ndine nzara ini.
Tinobika chiko ipo baba izvo. Baba musadaro ba mimi. Iwerenga message yenyu.
Message zvakatanga kupi zvekuverengera ma message. Ma message anorasika, ma message arorasika mazuva ano aya.
Hakuna message inorasika ichitaura kuti hanzi hey kuno kushuga yapera chichi izvo zviona iko.
Iwo kuti shuga ini ndoshanda kupi? Wona I lockdown takaziva kuti tigare mumba ndoshanda kupi? Uruti shuga yapera ndakataura kuti chine nawo iPhone.
Baba musadaro ba mimi ruti tachifambika panapa.
Chifambi chipi? Unoita chifambi unokwanisa iwewe ukwanisa kutopointa ini ndoita chifambi nini?
Saka zviri kubvepi izvo last time ndakaona zvimwe message ndikangonyarara.
Saka wakabvira karo chiwerenga ma message angu. Ndizvo wakabvira karo chimenyetsa ma message angu. Wakabvira karo chimenyetsa ma message angu. Chibva panapa anchakudi, chibva waenda. Ibva panapa. Iwe memo, andinoona amai wako waenda. Anditozvona. Kubva nhasi uchaenda kuchikoro, kugarden kunoda kudiridzwa anditi. Auchatoendi kuchikoro iwe waugara panapa handitika. Rega ndidzokere panapa usipo. Matika. Memo.
Baba.
Iwe zvandinongoona mate pamukova pasi panapa kutanga kubathroom zvirumbonyatsa wafamba sei nditaurire. Chii chirumbonyatsa waitika panapa?
Hapana baba.
Unoti hapana uchingobvira mate unongosvipa mate pese. Chii pari kunhuhwa chii chiri kuitika?
Hapana.
Iwe unongo nenhumbu iwe. Mabviri waurita mate ka ari unnecessary. Iwe une nhumbu ka iwe.
Andina baba.
Mira unonditaurira. Une nhumbu iwe.
Baba andina.
Iwe ndati nhumbu ngeyani? Memo nhumbu ngeyani?
Baba mene ntaure.
Taura tisi. Nditaure manje ndinouraya munhu panapa. Eish.
Baba kune murume anonzi Chirigwati. Taonga natendai ndio vanhu vandakasangana navo.
Chirigwati? Iwe murume apedza mambuya ese maraini munomu. Unozoti Chirigwati ani? Iwe kubva saka iwe utoti kuenda kwakaita amai wako wakuta zvechipambika. Ndinouraya munhu panapa. Ndinouraya munhu panapa.
This is right. Yeah, right. Ndira izvo zvichitoni mekesi yakaripotwa yekuti wakabva kuva mai vako rega ndiende kuvaona. Ugoipa
sika yenyu. Iwe haukwanisa kuuya nevarume panapa.
Makasimba here?
Takati tinofara hedu.
Yeah, tinoindoitwawo surgery faro mudena kuZRP police. Ndasangana nemwana akati mandishungurudza.
Kushungurudza ku
meno
hai nawo aritochema ndinototi atobike panapa angotiza
zvapa zvatoita zvakanaka chatanyanya kufambira mai vari kuchipatara zviri kunzi ndimi makawashungurudza zvakare apa zvabva zvatoita zvakanaka nekuti ndabva ndasangana nemwana akati mandirowa zvakare saka baba
ndotadzaurowa mwana era achiunza zviwere paumba panapa ndika
inonzi gender based violence yamaita kushungurudza vanhukadzi zviri kurambwa izvi. Saka
takwendepi aya mira izvo inini mwanange wangu handi ndini ndinouya
hakuna zvakada munotaurira mberi nyaya yenyu iyi mundara.
Yapera drama yapera ndauzivaona muchibike apa because matanga kubika muchitanga kurekta mukapedza kuti muchibika mamuchibikei bota iri hariperi imimi maenda mukadzoka pabota
It's like it drama when I have to be going but because of our time
because of our time, I'm going to think of the minimize it. It's not very much time.
My judges, what are the equal?
Beautiful. And I love drama in whichever form it comes. Whether cars or TV.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing. Chibo, you don't laugh when you're doing class. Say that way somewhere in the park. Because the drama writer said that I hope what you don't say about what Chibo from the regular that drama. Then okay, I understood with my 3 hour, my 2 classes to the right side here. But Chibo could have been a surgeon as well. In law, police are represented card. So it made no sense. It made no sense to the Chibo made a man, our waiter, my Chibo could be a my waiter man. All right, that's nothing. As well, the message GBV is clearly stated. So for me, you are good, but confident that surgeon when I'm president of Singapore. So you need to increase on your energy levels. You need to make sure that whatever you're doing, you are serious about it. Theater makes people fly to England. Theater makes people go to Sweden. Theater, drama, that means drama. So if you take it lightly, you die without benefiting from your gifts of art. So please don't take anything lightly. Whenever you get an opportunity, do it right. But anyway, overall, you were good. I like the drama. She project said, I didn't want to say that. They would cheer up, okay. Oh, and I don't then I wake up for the moon. It's a crime. And the show my message, I'm not a singer. Somebody can just say that you could not should get paid after the 1 digit. So, yes, I understand, but I'm telling it to the audience as well. Don't touch somebody's phone when they are not there. You could not make them almost be something with a phone, moon.
Agile minds, install alacrity, allow me to pave a cloud of clarity on my notion of sexual reproductive health. So, the most important information you can impart in young people is on sexual reproductive health, starting with HIV and AIDS pandemic. HIV is a virus spread through sexual intercourse with an infected partner, mother to child during birth, or sharing of sharp objects that have been infected, and so on. But this is not a reason to stigmatize the victims. Many young people in our school community are committing suicide due to the labels they're given in the society due to their status. Stop stigmatization. Be the family to the victimized. Get tested for HIV more frequently, for one has to be socially aware. Who makes us ignorant? It's we ourselves. We cover our eyes and pretend it's dark the same way we ignore the increasing sexual activities being done by young people. Let's educate them on the golden rule, condomize. The danger of having unprotected sex comes together with a lot of unwanted baggages, sexually transmitted infections, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, you name them. They usually say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but with STIs, the credit is always layer of the bag. The discomfort they cause disrupts the posture of any melanin king or queen. So condomize bananically, strawberrycally, whichever flavor you want. Put on the rubber of life, put on the rubber of protection and prevent STIs and HIV. Small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, great minds discuss ideas, discuss with young people on issues to do with contraceptives, the benefits of using family planning methods to control unwanted pregnancies. We have the morning after pill, Jadel, Depo-Provera, you name them, ladies and gentlemen, you can choose from whichever you want. Moving on to sexual terrorism, commonly known as sexual harassment, which is the unwelcome, intimidating, and humiliating sexual advances made at a learning or working station. Jimmy Wilford, the director of Say What Said, Victimization of students is perpetuated because perpetrators take advantage of the loopholes and render the victims powerless. He also said that in some instances, policies exist, but there is no proper implementation to safeguard victims of sexual harassment. So why should we watch while lecturers solicit sexual favors in exchange for good grades? Ladies and gentlemen, please do not worry, for worrying is just as effective as trying to solve an algebraic equation by simply chewing a bubble gum, which is impossible. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but our deepest fear as young people is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I not to speak out? Actually, who are you not to speak out? I'm Maklai Takata. A strong woman stands for herself, but a stronger woman stands for everybody else. I'm standing for you all. Remember, put on the rubber of life, put on the rubber of protection, and prevent STIs and HIV. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, contestant number 139. The stronger woman has spoken for every other woman. She doesn't speak for herself only, but for all the other women out there. Did you get that right? Judges?
Ahoy, Messi. How was it? What do you call it?
Yes,
that was bad. It's not good. That was bad. This is going to call it. But anyway, I'm impressed. You are amazing. I was up to speed. That's my type of woman. Thank you. About this speaking, I love it.
All right, she has spoken on the behalf of all the other judges. All the best. Let's see how this works out for you, huh? Great. So many young women here in Manicaland and very eloquent.
Yes, can you do
Mamoyo. Ndiko mudiwa.
Ndasomira kwangu chite zvona iwe.
Aiwa ndinge ndiri munzira ndichiuya gara pasi titaure. Ndafara ndichikuona mudiwa. Ndafara zvisingaite.
So ndibowa since ndasomira.
Aiwa ndanga ndiri munzira. Ndanga ndiri munzira. Chimbuya ndachochicheta kumba uku.
Si wewe Jimmy zvaunoita zvinombonaka iwe.
Usambotya zvandakatokuimbisa ndo zvandinoda kuzadzisa. Zvaunoziva iwe dunhu rino rese ndoda kuti nevhiki rinotevera ringe rava rako. Zvipfuyo zvaunoziva kumba zviya ndoda kuti zvinge zvava zvako. Nevhiki rinotevera usambotya.
Saka nenge datova maisa bhuku kutanga.
Unenge watova maisa bhuku kutanga next week usambotya.
Udaro zvona iwe Jimmy we. Chitokasika enda kunochidzinga chimbuya chiri.
Chirega ndiende kumba. Ndokuona mangwana.
Alright.
Anetwa. Zvese anetwa.
Babaya. Nanasa sajaria.
Gogogoi.
Sikai.
Kombuya maranjizi zvamunenge munotaura mega kwakanaka here. Kochi kutaura mega nembuya maranjizi. Ndinobva kumbotarisa mudunhu. Ndinenge ndinombotarisa mudunhu mbuya maranjizi. Mbuya maranjizi ndiri sabhuku ini ndiri sabhuku handidi kuudzwa izvozvo ini mbuya maranjizi handidi hamundiudzi izvozvo
Nini mienzeno iri mukapu zviya ndinoima ndizvo here
mbuya maranjizi zvamakutaura zvabhepi zvine mbuya maranjizi zvabhepi ndo zvandisingadi handizvidi izvozvo handizvidi muri mbuya dunhu mune mbuya dunhu imi handizvidi zvekuudzwa izvozvo handizvidi handiti ndichakudzingai pano
Mati.
Ndati mazvinzo zvandataura.
Kudzingani. After 10 good years. Sanijerera bero.
ndakuzokurowai manje ndakukurowai sorry mbia marangizi sorry mbia marangizi sorry mbia marangizi
kona iwe Jimmy kwa ruite kona iwe
urusa gani
kadi yenye ndocho gewe sikondo goinga niko pano kweli siperi ni kucha geko pano
watumwere
murumo wako upi uye Jimmy na iwe Jimmy uyu ndiani
unovepi we unovepi
iwe apa ndikutoswinyiwa futi unenge wakatondipasiki wewe
iwe ndakakudzori ndichakurora vhiki rinoteera iyo zvawakuuya pane ndambokutuma here ine ndakutuma here wadiwa taura kanai unotaura aiwa ndakakudzori ndokurora vhiki rinoteera izvo zvihoona zvawakuchiita mumusha mangu manje aiwa wangaudzani chiona izvozvi mukadzi wangu aenda handidi kurora ndoda kurorei aiwa ndozvandisingadi izvozvo ichienda kumba
gogoi
koi munotsvage mudunhu mangu imi
baba muri kusunga nemhosva
yei musabhuka wasungwi muri kudei pano
kuzi sabhuka zvirati munoshungurudza vakadzi mwana mudiku
muri kudei pano muri kudei
tatekeshera dunhu rese iwe enda kusvika
zvakabvepi nai mbuya mari
hambai masungwa.
Thank you so much. We are past stage story. Papa Center and Kope. Wait, Mike. Yeah, drama might. Ndiana ka direct drama hii. Ndiana ka oyani story, ndiana ka direct.
Story ndofunga tatongoimeka patangosvika panapa because takatanga kuonana nezuro but the guy akanga asipo takati ngori 2 managers then vatangoorganize kuti touya tirongera panapa
matonzwa macreatives asunga nhasi judge muri kuti chii
toda kuomberera imaoko coming up with comments kwenguva diki lakini really don't give excuses because ndo basa redu. So by us giving an excuse lazongosangana tikachidai so it doesn't add much, it doesn't do anything kwatiri ande chatechida kuonenengere productive ndanichifara kuselekichona productive but I got disturbed amene pamambochoka kuti mamuchiseka chii handizivi kuti mamuchiseka isusu kana chii I'm not sure. So it distracts us and it kana wangospeak online improvise so that you don't see it. Then there was an imbalance. So I was not really sure. But at least though GBV otherwise things are
okay, I will say one thing. Don't take art for granted. I will give you Oliver Mtuguzi. Aenda kuEngland kana kuti kuFrance kana kuti kuDubai angasingamuchinje nzvimbo dzake dzeshona kuti aende nechirungu. No, you would sing in Shona and people of them. There are theatre groups like Nobuntu, Iasa. They just travel and perform in Sindebele and the audience will understand and know that this story is about this. So I don't want any one of you to say, the drama. Usually I pay rent, I am not employed by anyone. I live on art. So please, when you're doing anything, it started when I was this young. I used to do poetry when I was young for National AIDS Day, which comes on the 1st of December. I used to do all when I was still in high school. So you are 21, you are 22, you are 24. You must be taking art serious. There is no employment in Zimbabwe where somebody will employ you. But I tell you today, how many people do you know live on art? Jack Fraser, do you think that Winky D, do you think that? So whenever you bring art, I want you to be serious. Don't care whether you met yesterday, you are old enough or you swallow this and you take it. But be serious. And I've seen serious guys, but you guys are not really just got to tatama chance. But be serious about art. Take it serious. It's a genre that can make you live your life and be someone. I'll bet you fix it in the day and it goes everywhere. So that's what I want you to remember every day.
Hama ndicherere hama. Kwazwai. Detembo rangu rinonzi hama ndicherere. Hama ndicherere hama. Vhenekwa chirwere usaende kumawere kana kudyiwa nemapere. Hama ndicherere hama. Rarama seusina mukondombera chazezesa mtunyu nemago. Hama ndicherere hama. Ungazochemedze hama imbobata hana. Hama ndicherere hama. Hama imbomira bonde rine waridzi waro mbikai. Hama ndicherere hama. Hama kuruma kuchera musoro ngauputire. Ndatenda
Alright, natenda contestant number 47. Uyai kuno askana. Toka yenimira hapo majaji wadamuita inyaya na kizanzi. Kuzanzi wao wauza kuti hama nditerere. Hama dzako idzi. Dzakakuterera. So hama manzva here manzva emwana. Muri kuti chii?
Tinoti hama ititerere kuti pomwana ane makore 10. It's very inspiring and with the right mentorship and guidance, she will definitely go far. Thank you.
A humble salutation to you all present here. My name is Philippa Marodi. I am feeling exceedingly humbled and greatly honored to recite my poem on gender-based violence. Every day, I hear the voices of people crying and dying. But what can we possibly do to change this? Children live with tears on their cheeks, but at first I thought they would fix. All day long, shivering and crying, thinking of a way to get out of this mess. Gender-based violence. Why are you such a menace? My heart, which is made of glasses, broken into pieces, seeing them always fighting, and asking myself, why is this happening to me? Children always seeing their parents beating each other, but they don't know how to tell the other. To you parents, what do you want to teach your children from your actions? Children now growing as perpetrators of gender-based violence, or because of their parents' mischief, or can I say it is now becoming a belief? The clock ticks down, to yet what is to come, frowned on the face of the downs. Teeth clatter as they laugh out loud. They seem to be laughing out loud. They seem to be tearing at the seams. They seem to be enjoying one another's screams. But how would I know when I'm only 13 years old? I switch on the TV and search for dancers on the screen. Or I was asked mother, but mother's not around. She is nowhere to be found. I fear with anguish the monsters that lie under my bed, but I sleep safer with them than the nightmares you cast on my bed. You walk in and forget to keep your beasts at bay. You invade like a terrorist. You are a terrorist in my eyes, as you invade my body with foreign weapons and paralyze my mouth as no word comes out. shoot grenades into my heart and capture my mind with trepidation. It makes women feel useless and men defenseless. She feels she's to blame, while he feels talking about her is such a shame. But how would they possibly free their minds from pain if they don't talk about this act of disdain? They would love to, but don't know how to. Perhaps telling it to a good soul, willing to listen and provide good counsel, and not forgetting to put behind bars the body that jailed your soul. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, contestant number 145. You did well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you shouldn't be nervous, okay? You're born for this. Judges?
And then Stouter.
Okay.
But I liked your performance. How old are you? You're 34. Yeah. Good. Yeah, wonderful. 18, I did. Thanks so much for having a lot of confidence. And I hope and pray to see you.
Under 18, waku tera waku bata bama waku manya waku tera amu kuti womuti waku arti janda baya adiga mena wana bana mandu kuti waku baru awana tikao waku pekao awana tikao waku pekao awana iske waku sarase yo awana iske waku sarase Jingazo tinoona ipo kwa tinopamba o Jingazo tinoona ipo kwa tinopamba o Chinozi unu mundu Chinozi unu mundu Chinozi unu mundu Chinozi unu mundu Jingazo tinoona ipo kwa tinopamba o Jingazo tinoona ipo kwa tinopamba o Yo, this is the photo that is about Timber Solution, man. Yo,
purchase your tracks today.
Vamos bato zinoneta na kutugana Kuzara chindo wasa turovana Asi chindo siwa maimana Rudoro akazama kupanana Ndochi waitina epi kudanana Ikijawa tira mukutoba Ikawashira mukuzola Ikawazama kuningira Oyo wamutambopera mai Watauye kumutambira mowera Ikapembera nisachira muto Ikawazama kuningira Oyo wamutambopera mai Watauye kumutambira mowera Ikapembera nisachira muto Mai mana, imi mai mana Mana isaumba ukama Mai jiwena Kaukuru baku, unodeba kodori ndakuda mugota. Ini maimana, oh maimana, maimana ini kaumba ukama. Maimana, kaukuru baku, ini unodeba kodori ndakuda mugota. Daranga ina kuchipena zine baskoro, chingu zambura ya iwe mungomo. Maimana nisi patemu yo uzugolo, takamila kuita na ndoro basono. Maimana, ini maimana, ini maimana, maimana. I'm just a bomb with a bomb, you know, one of you know that.
Personally, I do not want to dilute the energy I said from Jezebel.
Judge, inini zvanga inini ndinozvafira kwena vati zvese bhoo but inini mandakukana kutongoiona imamangati ndo pandatega inongotaura munazavo
anokubata unafa achinyepera rudo haruna mbonje rudo harurovi anokubata unafa achinyepera rudo haruna mbonje rudo harurovi usamurege achikunetsa zvanyanyisa akwira manera usasaramba uchiverengera ndichazotaura zvarema rudo harurovi rudo haruna mbonje usamurege achikurova aiwa ofira here pamusha nekunyara kutaura ofira here munapa nekunyara kupupura uri murume tozviziva wani usanyare kutaura ka ofira munapa nekunyara kupupura aiwa rudo haruna mbonje rudo harukuvadzi rudo haruna mbonje rudo harurai kodo.
Thank you. Who wrote that song for you?
I did.
When was it?
I've been waiting for it for about a week.
For about a week. You have a great voice, actually. I really like the voice. Don't you?
Yeah, Dave.
I'm
Jezebel. I don't know what you need. And apart from this song, also my person,
you are the dream that I want to see. You are my future. And obscurities, you're all I see. Plain as the flower.
Thank you so much, Chachi.
Once again, allow me to thank the people of Manicaland for a splendid show in the chess competition, which is brought to you by Say What, with support from the Swedish Embassy. From me, the Chief Adjudicator, would like to thank all the judges for their work in making sure that we come up with winners. Like I always say, we look at various things, and I'll keep reminding people, it is the confidence that we'll be looking at. Introduction, how do you introduce yourself? The voice projection and delivery. We look at things like originality. We also look at rhymes, rhythm, and tempo. We look at things like theme. Okay, when it comes to the theme, if you don't have the theme in your song, in your poem, then it will be very difficult for we, the judges, to give you scores that will make you to the second round, which is the craft competition, which is the national, which we are expecting people from all walks of life in Zimbabwe to come and participate. So we're looking at stage management and blocking. We're looking at consistency. There are some good artists that start well but end on a low note. And as well as creativity and engagement, then we have the judges' overall impression. So from Manicaland, we went, we saw the artist, we are happy to be delivering the results. Are we ready for the results? Drum roll, please. Beautiful. So we'll start with public speaking, and sitting on number 3 is contestant number 143 with 78.6%.
Looking at gender-based violence, it is driven by many factors. 1, poverty. When you're looking at poverty, you can actually see that many people are being involved in GBV, be it physical violence. Looking at physical violence, the person is hurt on the body. Emotional violence, the feeling is hurt. Sexually, it controls sexuality.
Sitting on number 2 with 82.6%, it's contestant number 139.
The back, the discomfort they cause disrupts the posture of any melanin king or queen. So condomize bananically, strawberrycally, whichever flavor you want. Put on the rubber of life, put on the rubber of protection and prevent STIs and HIV.
The big one, going to the craft competition, the national, sitting on number 1 with 85.6%, is contestant number 124.
But the majority tend to take it for granted and say to themselves, what are the chances of me getting into such a situation? But little do they know that any time is tea time.
Then we move on to drama. Sitting on number 3 with 63.6%, it's contestant number 132.
What did you? Yeah, possible way in there. Uchicho with a zito. Suddenly, Chico Punza, my people later.
Sitting on number 2 with 66%, it's contestant number 111.
Ndauda kukuudza kuna Jora mwana wangu.
Baba,
Joram anorara kumabhawa achiputa mbanjere anotozikanwa neraini rese.
Andichakwanisi kukuchengeta. Ini pandikudzoka kubva kuna Joram ndakuona warongedza mabhegi ako uri kuzvinzwa.
Aiwa baba
andiri kudzoka kubva kuna Joram unenge wacho unida kungodzoka chete warongedza mabhegi ako tiende ndakunoudza Joram izvezvi.
And the big one in drama, sitting on number 1 with 76.3%, is contestant number 128. Then we move on to music. Sitting on number 3 with 76% is contestant number 108.
Don't you want to see me that way? No, I think I have more time before I'm ready to become a wife. Since it's just the end of violence, marrying a teenage child for yourself and me. No, you don't me as parents. This is just how it's just not balance.
Sitting on number 2 with 76.6%, it's none other than contestant number 114.
Usamurege achikunetsa zvanyanyisa akwira manera usasaramba uchiverengera ndichazotaura zvarema do arurori do aruna ngoji usamurege achikurova aiwa ofira ere pamusha nekunyara kutaura.
Then the big one in music, amazing vocalist, sitting on number 1 with 86%, is contestant number 123. Then we move to poetry. With 63.3% sitting on number 4 is contestant number 144.
How much louder do we have to scream? You have taken away my innocence, my hopes, and my dreams. How much louder do we have to scream? You don't even care as you pull hard at my seams. You are done now. You now have that enjoyment with a smile that gleams. She has tears all day long, stressed on how to get a way out.
Sitting on number 2 with 76%, contestant number 130.
Pane chavagara hunhu vadona mai vanotungwa musoro vana vanochema yangova zhowe mumba muno nai vana baba muchiona izvi isu vana tinodzidzei.
And the big one in the poetry category, coming to the craft national competition, is none other than contestant number 125 with 76.3%.
Hezvo ndakapushikwa makubukasva ndongokosora sengoma yaparufu ndakaputirwa uzangungu hwapabonde kunonzi kopisaini ndoda bhatye ndoita sesvana uswero ukomba choto.
I'd like to thank the people of Manicaland once again, and to Team Say What We Still saying, we have Mashingo, Guero, and as well as Bulawayo to cover. So we are not resting. It is the chess competition brought to you by Say What with support from the Swedish Embassy in Zimbabwe. Thank you.